Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Antony to Manchester United is still on. This is something Man United are going to push and progress with in the coming days and weeks. When you look at multiple sources today, we're going to delve into Antony to Manchester United. Is Cristiano Ronaldo a big part of this or not? We're also going to take a look at the situation with youri Tielemans, James Maddison to Tottenham, and also the rumours of Scamacca to Manchester United as well, plus any questions you have got. This is a live phone-in show. So we want to hear from you. We want your thoughts. We want your opinions as well, plus some brand new member emojis for you as well. We told you big membership content on the way for the new season. No better place to be than the Football Terrace. No one does as much content, as much fan-integrated content as we do. Make sure you're smashing the like and the share button. Let's go! Welcome back, one and all. More transfer news for you, more deals to kind of rummage through, talk about, get your views and opinions on, but also the chance for you to phone in and have your say as well. We really want to hear from you, want to know what you're thinking and feeling. Plus, we're sponsored again by our friends over at Private Internet Access. So many of you have already fed back into us how happy you are with the VPN, how much safer you feel, how much cleaner your streams have been. Get yourself signed up now. Still 3-month discount available. Use the QR code on the screen or the link in the description below. Get yourself signed up now. Plus, we can give you up to an 82% discount. 82%. Don't know what happened to my mic there. 82%. Get yourself signed up at the end of this show. Lots of people using the new emojis as well. There's a badge color. I'm going to put them in there in case you don't see them. There's now a badge color for Tottenham, Chelsea, I'm going to do in order, Arsenal, Man United, City, Liverpool, as you can see now on the screen. So there's a colour-specific Football Terrace, brand new Football Terrace logo, which is going to be formally announced, and you'll see it in all our intros very, very soon as well. That's available to all of you. Any questions that you've got, we always prioritize our members. We always prioritize our super chats. I am going to give away 10 more free memberships on this show as well. 850 likes needed, and we will get you those free memberships. Let's have a little look here. What's Abdul got to say? Terry Martinez total cost package is 57 million, according to Ajax themselves. No way Antony is costing anything less than 75 million total package, bro. And it's a great comment there to come up with. Now, Manchester United, it was kind of reported that Man United were going to pull away from this Antony deal. That's how it was reported. That's how it was being discussed. And I mean, that's said now to be cap in very many ways. This was the headline here from TalkSport earlier on today, plus other outlets have now gone with it, that Man United's move to sign Antony from Ajax is still very much on. I like everyone's using my expression now as being on, loving it. The Red Devils are looking to strengthen their attacking line this summer as Erik ten Hag to rebuild the squad in his image. Now, it's been reported for a few weeks that actually Man United were maybe only going to go in for Antony if Ronaldo leaves. That isn't the case. Man United are going to explore this transfer irrespective. Manchester United are going to look at this deal either which way. Man United are going to try and get this deal done. And it may end up costing 75 million. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. We will turn around and see. The difference with the Martinez situation, there was a bidding war. There was 2 clubs interested in him. That does change things somewhat. Of course, there are loose links that Liverpool are looking at the player, but that remains to be seen as to whether or not that is true. That remains to be seen. But what we do know is that Man United are looking at the player. What we do know is that Manchester United are working on trying to get this deal done, to get this deal dusted, and to get it over the line. Now, a lot of people have been impressed with Manchester United's attacking line over the course of pre-season, and it has performed well. I don't think that can be denied. Man United have scored goals. Manchester United have looked fluid. Rashford 2 goals, Martial 3 goals and an assist, I think. Sancho a couple of goals. But more is needed with or without Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, isn't my focal point as a fan. I want more whether he stays. I want more whether he goes. It's imperative that Man United do this. Now, what Fabrizio Romano said this morning is that Antony's agent would be happy for him to make a move this summer. They want Ajax to have a negotiation with Manchester United. And this has been the stumbling block the whole way through. Because of the volume of players that have already left Ajax, they didn't want to get into a conversation about Antony leaving. We know nothing is imminent at this moment in time, but we are moving into the back end of the transfer window. Players leaving clubs like Manchester United will trigger income, which will then make them start to work on other positions. I still think Man United want to get their midfield situation resolved before they start making official bids for players like Antony. That's how it feels to me. They need to know what budget they have left. Already having spent, 45 million pounds initial. It's not 57 million, by the way, with Martinez. Some people I know that work in the financial end of football have confirmed it's 45 million plus 8.2. But you're going to get, Ajax are always going to say, you'll probably find it somewhere in the middle. Ajax will always say it's a bit more. Man United might say it's a little bit less publicly. You might find it somewhere in the middle. Let's just round up for 55 million. They've spent 13 million pounds so far on Maddison, and of course a free transfer of Eriksen. But Eriksen isn't really free. There'll be a signing on fee within that. I don't do net spend. It's the biggest load of baloney in the world. Eriksen probably costs anywhere between 5 to 10 million pounds in the signing on fee. 10 million being extortionate, 5 million being about right for a free agent. So let's just round it up and say 5. Let's say 5 million. Let's keep it normal. So you're looking at 18 million for him and Maddison. Let's just go to the full price. They do the full price of Martinez just to make everyone happy. 55 million pounds. You're looking at their 70 to 80 million. United's budget was said to be around 120, 130, plus then the sales, and you go to the next level. We're looking at 60 odd million pounds for De Jong, and you're looking at anywhere between 60 and 70 for Antony. That's 120, 130 million pound point blank. That puts you nigh on towards, you're nearer the 200 million pound mark than anywhere else. So I wouldn't be surprised if Man United are looking at this situation and saying, let us see what happens with Frankie de Jong, who our replacements or alternatives to him would be. Then we kind of come back and make our move for Antony or another attacker. And that would be the sensible thing to do, in my opinion. It really, really would. I want to say a big thank you to a man like Shane here coming on and becoming, I'm not too sure which membership package it is, an Academy member of the Football Terrace. And we've got all them brand new emojis for all of our members today as well. Your club badge will be in there if you support one of the top 6, which is what we cover as a football channel. Yes, Cedric, that is the one you put up is the Arsenal one. Yeah, so red background, white writing is Arsenal. Red background, black writing is Man United. Red background, goldish, yellowish writing is Liverpool, to differentiate between the 3 clubs that play in red. So that's my kind of thoughts, really and truly, on the situation with Antony. The deal is on, and it has always been on. It hasn't gone away. United have just had some other priorities. You only got to look at what's going on with City. Anybody that thinks it's taking too long is crazy. Look how long City have been working on Cucurella. Do you know why Cucurella is not done? There's a 20 million pound differential between what Brighton want and what City are prepared to pay. No one's calling that long and drawn out and bad at negotiating. And why isn't it done sooner? Well, because City won't be bent over a barrel. This is why City get their deals done, generally speaking, at such good prices, because they're never dictated to. So these things take a little bit of time. Plus, you've got to get your priorities over the line first. So I'm not surprised to see this deal taking longer than expected with Antony, because there's been other priorities that Man United have needed to sign up to go out and sign first. Also, the situation with Ronaldo isn't resolved. If Ronaldo leaves to 20, 25 million pound, which is the requested asking price, remember there's 2 years left on his deal, by the way. There's 1 year with a year option. There's 2 years left. I thought there was one. We all thought there was one. There's 2 years left on his contract. meaning Man United can demand a high salary, a high wage, sorry, a high price. You get £25 million in for him, plus the money you save in salary. It generates the ability to go out and maybe buy someone at the level of De Jong and Antony together. You had Antony and De Jong together with Eriksen, with Malacia, with Martinez, and that is a barnstormingly brilliant transfer window for Manchester United Football Club. It truly, truly is. United's attacking line is playing okay in the preseason. What do you think is going to happen if Ronaldo decides to come back? You all know he's going to start. Let's be real. That's a really good point and really good kind of challenge and thing to raise. Man United, this is where you learn. This is where you learn if the club is going in the right direction. If Ronaldo plays and we play well and we're scoring goals and we're winning and we look good, it doesn't matter. If he plays and there's a stagnant approach, a slow approach, and Man United are looking poor, that's when it needs to be challenged. That's when Man United needs to come out and say, hang on a minute, this is not right. And Ten Hag's got to be given the anonymity, the power and control to say, you are sitting on the bench. If Man United say, it's an £500,000 a week, we can't afford for him to be on the bench, then we are going to hit problems. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. That is the way round that it needs to go. Simple and as straightforward as that. But to reiterate, Antony to Manchester United is on. It is an active and it is a possible deal. And just as I'm saying that, I'm going to do it, people. I'm going to do it, people. It's going to get a green tick. It's going to get a green tick from me. I haven't green ticked it all summer because I wasn't sure until now. And now I am, based on the multiple reports today, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the green tick. And I'm not even writing the word on anymore, because if you follow me and the Football Terrace long enough, you know exactly what that green tick stands for now. There we go. So actually, I'm going to write on, because some people cry and complain because they're still little babies. So that's now on, people. That has been shared. That is done. That is out there. Go across to my Twitter account and give that a big fat like and share right now, my people. Thank you, Josh, there for sharing the new. We'll have more player emojis and others coming very, very soon as well. Plus, bringing lots more exclusive member-only content to you as we go into the next season. A lot around tactics, style of play, mini player debates as well. So we've got loads coming for you. I'm very, very excited about the future of the Football Terrace. Plus, 3 brand new shows exclusively coming to Twitch very, very, very soon indeed. So I want you guys signed up to the memberships program, and I also want you ready and following us on Twitch as well. We're going to have around 40 to 45 new shows every month exclusive on Twitch, away from what we already do on the terrace here. That's honestly, you're going to get over 90 pieces of content a month on the Football Terrace. 90, bruv. No one's giving you that much variety. I can tell you that now. New characters, new people, new personalities, and much, much more. Let's have a look at some of your comments coming through here. Absolutely. Make sure that's being done. Terry Ajax openly admitted that they are overpricing their players right now to protect the squad. Aren't you against overpaying? Depends on how much you're overpaying and whether the manager sees it as value. So someone like Antony at the age that he is at, if you pay an extra £10 million on him and he's right and he performs, you ignore it. It depends how much overprice you're asking for. And then it depends on how desperate we are for that individual player. So I think you have to consider and take into account all of those elements first and foremost. So I think that's a really good challenging point. If he's valued at around 60, 65, if we actually look here at the player, it's a really good challenge. Player valuation tool here. I just want to have a little look and see what they bring him in at. So the Football Observatory, right? So let me just put his name in here. Antony. Search his name. Sometimes these websites, they actually have their real names as opposed to kind of abbreviated names. What is Antony's real name? He must have a real name. Antony Mateos dos Santos is his name, actually. So let me just find his name and put that in, because that's probably what I've got to search rather than just Antony, if that makes sense. Let me have a little search. It's not finding him. Why can't it find him? It's really annoying me. Come on, search it. So it's not finding this player for whatever reason. So to go back again, I'll find the valuation elsewhere then. Let's find the valuation elsewhere. What's the valuation? So let's have a little look here. Bear with me while I do this, people. It was meant to be a little bit quicker, but it's taken a little bit of time. His valuation here, I'm reading, is £46 million. £46 million on the Observatory. So 46 million. What am I prepared to go over? 10, 12, something along those lines? If he's the right player, if it's for the long-term project. Am I happy to go 30, 40, 50 million pounds over? I don't know. I'm probably not. But let's see what happens in the entirety of the deal, the money that we raise and what it actually costs us. But it's going to be an interesting deal to see what Man United do with it. But good point there. I want to say a big thank you to Joy for becoming an official Football Terrace member. Thank you very, very much indeed. I appreciate that. Transfer markets valuation isn't really accurate. So when you compare it to one of the leading football financiers, football financial consultants, KPMG, their valuations versus KPMG's are so off. I don't typically use their valuation tool. Their valuation tool is so offbeat. I don't know where they stem their valuation from, but it's never anywhere near what KPMG's is. And if KPMG are the leading consultant who the football clubs use, I find it like really, really hard, if that makes sense. The one problem with KPMG is they don't update their player valuations on a kind of daily basis, but they create the model, they create the algorithm, they create all of that type of information. As an example, like currently they have, for instance, Mbappe valued at £230 million. Let's go and see what transfer market have. If it's the same now, I'm going to look silly, but I'm going to guess that it isn't the same. Yeah, so they have his market valuation at 144 million. So of course, Europe, like the difference is gargantuan between the two. And KPMG are the actual places that, like the football clubs, actually go to KPMG to get where I'm coming from. So I take KPMG more seriously. To give you an example, they value, their valuations are massive here. Declan Rice, £88 million with KPMG. Mo Salah, 95 million. KDB, 82 million. Bruno Fernandes is ranked as £100 million worth of player, because they factor in everything there, not just your. I think what transfer market do is based purely on playing ability and not anything else. Look at this, my people. We've got another one here to celebrate today on the show. Thank you very, very much to Shalom Gift TV. Thank you very much for becoming an Academy member of the Football Terrace live on the air. I'm giving away free memberships today, though. We need 850 likes, and we're giving them out live on the air. Yes, they are new likes, but I don't know how to get them to stay on one color. I don't know how to do it. Listen, next transfer story I want to delve into. So we've spoke about Antony and that deal being on. The next one is very intriguing to me. Youri Tielemans. Ben Jacobs was on the show earlier. He's also tweeted since saying Man United's interest in Tielemans is genuine and growing. He's a far cheaper and less complicated option than Frankie de Jong. Ten Hag has put him on a midfield shortlist. Tielemans indicated under Ralph Rangnick he didn't want to move to Man United, but Ten Hag may revisit. Now, this is interesting news because Arsenal were still the leaders in this. Arsenal was still expected by many to make a bid. Arsenal were still the front runners in this deal. There's no doubt about that. No shadow of a doubt about it. They're still the front runners. 110%. But every single day, there seems to be a chipping away. United will get interested. Man United are interested. Could Man United get involved? And the answer is yes. Manchester United can get involved. Manchester United may look to get involved. They will stay on Frankie de Jong until Frankie de Jong says, I don't want to come. I've said it all along. I don't believe that he said no to us right now, and then we're just sitting on our hands. If Frankie de Jong phoned up Ten Hag tonight and said, listen, I respect you, but I'm not going to come no matter what, Ten Hag would say thank you and we'd move on to another target. He wouldn't keep chasing. He wouldn't, in my opinion. We already know that Man United are backing him this summer by scrapping Pau Torres and going for Lisandro Martinez, as an example. United weren't in for Christian Eriksen until the manager wanted him. So he's being listened to. The point being, it's Ten Hag that's driving the De Jong deal, and he believes there's a chance he's got more insight on this information on this deal than me, which is why I remain relaxed. But the question I want to pose to you is this. I want to pose this question to you. Would Youri Tielemans be an adequate backup for Frankie de Jong? Adequate, as good, better. What is your thought and feeling on that, people? I want to ascertain it and I want to guess it. And I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on that deal. For me, Tielemans is on. I mean, it does feel like it's on. Does Tielemans to Man United get a green tick, people? What are we saying here? This is what we want to do on the terrace, right? Forget everyone else's language. Forget everybody else's platforms. Are we green ticking it? Maybe the green tick should be added to our emojis. I know you can put a green tick emoji in irrespective. Maybe we should make our own transfer on green emoji. What do you reckon? But are we green ticking it? Let me know now by putting that emoji in there. Is that a green tick for Man United? Do you believe it's really on? Or, as Craig has said here, and I want to put this up. Craig here has said, Terry, I think Tielemans is a smokescreen from Arsenal fan. I don't think we want him looking at other targets. So do you think this is a smokescreen? Man United's name is being used, or do you think it's on? Do you think it's on? That's what I want to know. Do you think it's on? Cody Martin thinks it's on. Josh Smith thinks it's on. Someone needs to stop the stupid emojis. Nah. I'm not stopping them. They're my thing. There we go. Lee Chappie says green ticket, Terry. There we go. Listen, do you know what I like about Lee Chappie and people like that is they're not like getting angry. I don't take myself too seriously, but some people get really annoyed at my emojis. It's like, just don't follow me then, bruv. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a number of journalists now that have spoken about this. You know, even Fabrizio Romano, as far as I'm aware, and I'm going to search it again now because I don't want to give misinformation here. Let me just type it in, right? Tielemans and Fabrizio. What is it he said here? I swear he said something about it the other day. I swear he did, you know. I swear he did. I'm going to look for this. I swear he mentioned it himself. Where is it at? No, that's Ben Jacobs. That's Ben Jacobs. I'm just looking for it here. I did read about it the other day from him. Interesting here. John Percy from the Telegraph says Youri Tielemans remains a target of Arsenal, with Arteta the main driving force behind the move, but still have not made a play and not in any rush to. Tielemans is understood to be reluctant to sign an extension where he currently is. So no kind of talk about Manchester United at all. But maybe that's what people think it is. I don't know if it's an Arsenal fan smokescreen, but could this be Tielemans and his camp putting this information out there to try and force Arsenal in their move? Maybe Man United are reluctant. Maybe United are like, we don't want to be used here. We don't want to end up sort of looking foolish, looking a bit silly, making a move for a player that then, you know, tempts Arsenal out the woodwork and then he rejects us. You know, we don't want to be that team. What Fabrizio did say, and I'll read out what Fabrizio said, is Arsenal have other priorities from Youri Tielemans after signing Fabio Vieira. The Gunners will be active until the end of the window. Now, he hasn't really confirmed whether Man United are in on it or not. I swear he's mentioned Man United. What happens with Tielemans is very important, I think, because I think he is really close to joining Arsenal. And then they never submitted a proposal. He is still waiting for Arsenal, but his agent has had conversations with Man United. So, look, I mean, Fabrizio's kind of putting it from both angles. So I want to know what you guys think, and I want to know what you will feel in relation to this. Should it get a Terry Fleurs Football Terrace green tick? We got another one here, people. Look at this bad boy. This man has become a squad member live on the air today. Big up to you. I've got to get some more sound effects on here. What else we got?
A few moments later.
I could use that for something. What else we got?
Okay.
I don't really get that one. That one does nothing. That one does nothing. That's a beep. There's like 3 or 4 to do nothing. I've got to work out. I'm going to add some more in there, you know. I should add some more. Kerry here says, Tielemans, is Tielemans really the answer? If Leicester, is Leicester even worried about him leaving? Well, the answer is no. Leicester are not worried about him leaving. Well, Brendan Rodgers isn't. Brendan Rodgers doesn't think he's as good as he thinks he is, which is massive, huge, gargantuan. It is really, really big. Ticket Terry. I love that. Do you know what? That's very much Trotter's independent traders. We should do that as a laugh and a joke because I don't take it too seriously. I like that, you know. Tit. That's brilliant. That's good banter there. Dave, thank you very much for that super chat, my friend. It means a great deal to me. Josh here says, big up, Terry. Hope you're well. Are you having doubts over Frankie de Jong? No. I still remain fairly confident. Let me take a sip of my drink and I'll tell you why. I remain confident because people sometimes misconstrued me. So I'm happy with what Man United are doing this summer because they're letting football people run the club. Doesn't mean I forgive the club for its poor running over the last few years. It's clear and obvious and proven that Ten Hag is running things. So yes, it may be Myrtle and Fletcher and others, Andy O'Boyle doing negotiating, working on the deals. The financial team will let us know how much we can and can't spend. But the manager is driving the targets we're going for. The personal relationships the club has with the agent of De Jong, the manager's connection to the agent, and the manager's personal friendship with the player, plus the friendship the likes of Donny van der Beek had with the player, they would know already at this moment in time whether it was possible or not to get this deal over the line. And the fact that United is still in this deal, still looking at this deal, tells me categorically 110% that the deal is still on. When we pull away, we'll know about it. And that will be when we've decided that it's too late in the day or the player has said no. So until we walk away and look elsewhere, United is still in the deal. If this was last year and we were hearing that Woodward is confident that he can get the deal done, I would be cacking my pants. I'd be finished. I'd be cacking myself, but he isn't. So I'm not. So there we go. But that's kind of my take on it. Another one of the stories I wanted to delve into, I want to speak Man United. So I keep hearing Scamacca's name coming up. Now, Scamacca to Manchester United is not an active deal. This deal is not on. This deal gets a big red cross. This is not a real deal. This is not a real deal. 110% isn't a real deal. Confirmed today by Fabrizio Romano, who stated that United want to go for a striker. Scamacca at the moment, nothing going on at the moment. He says that Antony is a top target. It isn't easy to negotiate with Ajax at the moment either. So the Scamacca situation, wherever you see Scamacca, ignore it. It's not real. It's not on. It's not active right now. Now, if you see a fresh report from a journalist, talk about it. We will. But at the moment, it's kind of fan noise. You actually search Scamacca's name into Twitter. You search Scamacca's name into the internet and search it and read the articles. There's nothing. I don't quite know where these rumors have even come from. They're just sort of a little bit like Serge Gnabry to Arsenal. There was never a real report. There was never a real claim. There was never a real possibility that that deal was going to happen at any point. Like, it was at any point. So yeah, I'm a little bit like miffed at it, really. And that's where, do you know what? I know this goes on. People don't read articles. They read headlines. And sometimes it's, ex-Man United player says United might say in an interview that Man United should sign Scamacca. And then a certain newspaper, Football.London, something like this, will kind of put a headline out like saying Man United tip to sign PSG target Scamacca. People read the headline and go, ooh. You read the article and it was just some ex-player that hasn't kicked the ball in 35 years saying that that's who we think we should buy. That's not a link. That's not a link. That isn't a story. That is very much an opinion that then gets twisted into an article that looks like a link. And it's important to read and distinguish between the two. So Scamacca to Manchester United is not a deal that is on. It is not a deal that is active. And at this moment, as things stand, is not a deal that is going to happen. It isn't right now. Unless the world changes, Man United are not looking at him to come in and play as of now. The world could change, though, as we very well know. Kerry here says, Man United can't pull out of the Frankie de Jong deal, even in the event that he does decide to leave and go somewhere else. That would be a madness. Well, they've got to pull out if he doesn't want to join. And that's why I trust the situation. I don't care. The banter's not got to me. The reports haven't made me change my mind. Last night, Chelsea. It's gone away today, isn't it? If Chelsea really put a bid in last night, Matt Law would have reported it today. Ornstein would have reported it today, and there hasn't been a sniff. Because I think it's all coming from Barcelona. I think Chelsea are on. I think Chelsea, it's an on deal for Chelsea. It's a green tick for Chelsea. But Chelsea are sitting back and waiting because Chelsea are facing the same problems Man United are. He ain't leaving until the deferred wages are sorted out. So Chelsea don't want to throw the name into the hat just yet. There's no point. Just as Ben Jacobs confirmed to us earlier. David here says, it's scary to think that Lissandro can't beat out Otamendi on the Argentina national team. Arsenal wasn't beat, just didn't want to pay the money. Well, Dave, I think you're an Arsenal fan in that, but most Arsenal fans would say that Gabriel Jesus is better than Richarlison, but Richarlison gets picked regularly over Gabriel Jesus for Brazil. So I don't think it really indicates who the best and who isn't is. You know, we have it in our country, don't we? People are booing that Harry Maguire is being picked for England instead of better centre-backs. It is what it is. You know, we see this example on many occasions. It's not something that I care about or have spent much time thinking about at all, to be honest with you. But I appreciate the comment there, my friend. Thank you. Prime here says, Chelsea don't worry me. Barca do. Fair enough. Ajax want Laird. We want Antony. There's defo a deal waiting to happen. And that could be it. That could be how Man United progress this deal later on down the window. It truly, truly could. Man like Sean here says, if Arsenal sell Torreira and maybe Ainsley Maitland-Niles or Xhaka, they might go for Tielemans later in the window, but that doesn't look likely. Look, I think you are going to see sales. I think we have to be very mindful here. There are going to be a number of sales that present themselves. That's why Arsenal haven't pushed forward with a midfielder. I don't think it's because I think they are looking at Paqueta. I think they are looking at Youri Tielemans. But I think the reason for the hold-up is we need to sell players first. Every club needs to. You don't want a bloated squad. You don't want the squad full of players that are not happy to be there. And Maitland-Niles has been on how many loans? I don't think he wants to go on another loan. I think he wants his future secured. He wants to know where he's going to be, where he's going to be playing for the next 2 or 3 years. You know, he kind of wants that kind of set out in front of him and kind of fixed up. But I think Man United, I think Chelsea, I think Arsenal, I think more will happen when players leave. Equally with City, I think City have got another big transfer in the bag or in the offing. They just need to get rid of a few players first. So, yeah, I think that's a very, very good point there. I really do. Lisandro Martinez still plays behind Otamendi on the Argentinian national team. Hope he improves quickly for the sake of Man United fans' sanity. He's brilliant. He doesn't need to improve. He just needs to be ready to play for Man United, and I think that he will. I think that he will. Member super chat here. This says, I want to read this out. It says, happy with Zinchenko. He's an Arsenal fan here. It's Deshane, sorry. Happy with Zinchenko. Need to see whether Savic or Tielemans, and then we should solve our problems. Listen, if Arsenal do end up with Savic, if they end up with Tielemans, if they end up with Savic or Tielemans, maybe with another really exciting winger as well, they've had a tremendously good window, Arsenal, and they are beyond ready for the start of the season. They're beyond ready. And you know, big expectations on them to really go and deliver, big expectations on them to really go out there and kind of achieve something great. And I think that's the big thing. Go and achieve something great. Go and achieve something really substantial, really potent, really big for your club. And I think that that's very much what they want to go out there and do and achieve. There's no doubt about it at all. Deshane there with the brand new Arsenal emojis. You can't see them on the screen because StreamYard doesn't translate them, but they're looking slick. I'll actually show you guys all of our new. I think I've got them up here. I'll show them all in big. All of our new. Let me share my screen quickly. Make sure that, by the way, we're giving away memberships today. 850 likes, and those memberships are coming, people. But I want to share for you on the screen. It will look okay. Let me share these. They're in Dropbox, but you can see them here. So that's the Man United badge, and they look clean. We'll clean them up a little bit. That's the generic new Football Terrace badge there. That's Tottenham's. You've got the generic black and white version, or we could say it's Newcastle's when they move into the top 6. You've got Chelsea's. You've got Arsenal's. You've got Manchester City's, and you've got Liverpool Football Clubs. They're the brand new emojis that are out and ready for you all. The emojis and the badges that we're going to have. So what we're going to try and do is very much, depending on the team we're talking about, the news, we'll be using the right colored emojis for your team and everything else. So we're really going to sort of specify them, but that's why I've got really itchy back. And as you can see, because of the gains, this T-shirt is just a little bit, I don't know, tight on me, bro. Do you know what I mean? Sorry about that. I'm just getting a bit itchy in it. There we go. We are going to open up the lines very soon for you to come on and have your say. A roundup of some of the stories today. Antony to Manchester United is on. Scamacca is not as of now. Also, Tielemans to Man United is a genuine deal that's growing. Arsenal still the favourites, but Man United starting to pick up pace in that deal as well. Now, one of the others I wanted to speak about, it does involve another top 16. And it involves Tottenham. And that is all to do with James Maddison. Now, Dean Jones has revealed that James Maddison would be open to joining Tottenham, but the North London side would have to make a mammoth offer to convince Leicester City to sell the midfielder. Tottenham have already made 6 additions this summer, but reports indicate that the Lily Whites might not be done just yet, with Daniel Kilpatrick revealing that Spurs are still monitoring the market for an attacking midfield player. Now, that was from a Spurs website that actually quoted Dean Jones from the Football Terrace Done Deal show. They actually linked us in it and everything. And I thought it was worthwhile pulling on again because most of the James Maddison news is stemmed from Dean Jones. So a lot of the stories you read, when you actually, again, you read the article, it all comes back to Dean Jones's claim. Now, this is an on deal. This is an active deal. This is a possible deal. But it's a difficult one for Spurs to get done and dusted and over the line because of the amount of money. You know, for the amount of money that's going to be put out there and the amount of money that is, I don't know what the word for it is. I think it's, you know, that they want to make sure that they, you know, they want to make sure they can go out there and sort of push on to that next level, but they don't want to be held over a barrel, as it were. And I think that for me is kind of like where the differential is going to come in here. You know, that's what it's going to come down to. It's how much money are Leicester going to want. Leicester, of course, are happy to lose Youri Tielemans, but do they want to use Youri Tielemans and James Maddison in one window? At the same time, Maddison is open to the move. Maddison would be up for joining Tottenham. I know Leicester fans don't want to hear it. Tottenham, with Antonio Conte, with Son, Kane, Kulusevski, you know, Romero, and much more, Spurs are a very, very attractive club to go and join now. I don't think that can be denied. I don't think that can be denounced. I don't think that can be kind of challenged in any way, shape, or form. It truly is something that is, as we say, it's on. It's there. It's plausible, and I think if Spurs were to complete that deal, I haven't been harsh on Spurs' business. I've praised it, but at the same time, I've also been kind of in the middle where I've sat there and said, well, we have to still be fair with this. We have to kind of be open with this and realize, hang on, though. Like, they've signed 2 or 3 really good players, and the rest I wouldn't want at my club. But you suddenly have Basuma and Maddison, Jed Spence, Perisic. It's like, ouch. With what they've already got, you add that to the mix, Spurs are already going to be dangerous. James Maddison takes them up another level. You have someone that can sit in the hole feeding Kane. It's a madness. It's an absolute madness. Absolute madness. Skyline here says, Conte said he wants more, but I'm not sure about him. Patrick says, that Spurs team is looking like a possible dark horse. Absolutely. I showed the hair the other day. I'm not going to show it now because I've been in the swimming pool this afternoon and it's real messy, but I showed the hair the other day, my friend. It's looking good. Trust me, bro. I was live on Monday with the hair out. It was out, Kai. Good to hear from you again. I'm going to open up the lines now, though, my people. I'm going to open up these lines for you guys to phone in and have your say. Terry, any Cucurella news? I did give it a Cucurella update a little bit earlier, but I will go through that in a second. Let me just type this in and share the link for you all people. I'm going to share that link now. Cucurella is really simple. City want him. Brighton are willing to sell, but there's a £20 million differential right now. So City got to offer 20 million more, or they've got to negotiate with Brighton and make them reduce their asking price. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. If the asking price isn't met, the deal won't happen, essentially. So, yeah, that's where that deal is at. But you would expect Man City to be able to see this over the line. You would expect Man City to be able to go out and, you know, really get this done, dusted, finalized and delivered, because they're Man City and it's what they do. They very rarely miss out. Terry, any Liverpool? No. I mean, Liverpool are just not doing anything. There's been loose links to Antony. There's been talks of midfielders, but there is almost nothing concrete and nothing substantial about what they're doing right now. There just isn't. There's very, very little going on whatsoever. So yeah, it's very hard to report on Liverpool because there just isn't anything that's kind of germinating, being created, moving forward, or anything. It's it's kind of sparse, really. It's kind of sparse in many ways. Thank you to everyone, by the way, that's joining. We've obviously got the big notification group chat, which is in the description below for the transfer news. But we've started our own Football Terrace chat room. There's also a match day chat room as well. The links for that are in our description below. So it'd be great to hear from you all as and when you can. It'd be absolutely brilliant to hear from you and, your thoughts and your feelings on that. Skyline here says Liverpool are waiting for other clubs to do their job for them. maybe that's what they're waiting for. You never quite know with Liverpool, to be absolutely honest. Like, anything is plausible, anything is possible. Prime here says Liverpool might sign someone late on. I don't think it will fulfill the main position. Yeah, it's intriguing. It's intriguing to see what they're going to do. On the show with me next, man like Kai is coming on. Big Chelsea fan. Long time no speak. Welcome back to the show, my friend. What are you saying, brother? You're on mute.
Yeah. Sorry.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good, man. It has been a while, man. Look at you, man. You even have hair now. Good to know, man. Good to know.
Yeah, the hair's come back.
That's good, man. That's
back
good.
in the gym. It's all good, my friend. It's all good. How are you? How are you feeling about Chelsea's transfer window, my friend?
I'm happy. Like, I don't want to be that spoiled guy. I'm more optimistic about the things that are going like backstage than on the pitch, because the way that we're doing things, the way that we're changing, like the staff behind the scenes, the way that we're improving, I'm more optimistic about that. But I don't know. I'm not Sterling biggest fan, but I can like easily hand on heart say that we upgraded on the defenders. If we sign Koulibaly and Koundé, I think they're superior to Rudiger and Christensen. But I don't know why we need a third center back. I would prefer if we went for De Jong. I'm sorry, Terry, but I'm a big fan of De Jong. So if we went for De Jong instead of a third center back, I'll be a lot happier. And I still think we need another attacker. But so far, it's looking promising.
Yeah, listen, I think I've been really complimentary of both Chelsea and Arsenal's windows.
Yep.
I think they've been very, very good. And my biggest fear is you guys coming in for Frankie de Jong. I've said it all along.
Yep.
If a team like Chelsea, a team like Bayern, a team like PSG really came in and made a serious and substantial offer,
Yep.
It's beyond plausible that you could take him away from Manchester United. And you had a quality midfielder and one more attacker into your summer business. And Chelsea are, I'm not saying they'll win the league, but
Yep.
Chelsea, the only expectation is to challenge for the Premier League title domestically, because with the manager and squad you've already got and adding that to it, there has to be the expectation, and the money that would be spent. So I think you guys are really building something very special. And I've been really encouraged by your new owners as well in terms of the way they've gone about things.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I came into this like with everything else. I don't know if you have the same saying in English, but we're like hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. I don't know if it's an English saying as well, but we have that. So for me, I saw him. I was like, American. It's gonna be Glazers, It's gonna be, the Kroenkes, I think they're called. I wasn't really optimistic because when you're used to Roman Abramovich and everything is so cutthroat, and then having someone like this who the only thing him and Roman Abramovich has in common is their dress style. They're both not like the best dressed, but you know how it is. So other than that, I was pessimistic, but now when I see them changing everything from Marina to the data to the business side of the club. So honestly, like I haven't been this optimistic 2 or 3 months ago, but now I can't wait for us to see where we end up by the end of this window.
Yeah, it's going to be intriguing, mate. It really is. Listen, I appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say. Top man, Kai.
Same, Terry. Same. The hair looks good, man. Good job, man.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers, bro.
Care.
Thank you. Next on the show, Mo's on. Mo's a Man United fan. What are you saying, Mo?
How's it going, Terry? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Thoughts on this Antony deal being back on? Do you think United will get him? How do you think it will go?
I think it's going to be a close one. At the moment, it's 50-50 because they still want a lot of money for him, for a player that hasn't really, he's had a couple of good seasons at Ajax, Terry. He's not a proven player where you buy £70 million player. That's the echelon of a top player. 70, 80 million pounds. You're buying a ready-made player, not a player who's played at Ajax for about a year or two and who's not Premier League proven or not even Premier League proven. He's not playing for like a big club, Terry. With all due respect to Ajax, I know that Ten Hag has worked with him. So I think there is a deal to be made. I think the deal should go through, Terry. because what they've done is they've backed him with every single transfer. United with so they haven't scouted players for 3-4 years. They've actually, for the first time, they've actually gone for the players that he wants. So Martinez, Ericsson, Malacia. I think the next two players most likely is going to be Terry. It's going to be Anthony and De Jong. I don't see us going for any. There might be another one in there. Like if we can't get De Jong, we'll probably get someone else. But I think what he wants is De Jong and Anthony, and I think if he can get those two players, I think he'll be happy with that, and I think that'll be our transfer business done and dusted, Terry. I don't see us going for if it's either going to be De Jong or Anthony. That is either we get De Jong and Anthony, or we get Anthony and someone else.
Yeah, I get that. There's a comment here from Craig, which I want to address. It says that Antony for 68 million smells like Martial from Monaco. This is the interesting thing with it, though. And this is what I say to a lot of people. And I want to make sure I say it in the right way. If Anthony Martial under LVG was very good.
Brilliant.
He was very good. That's because that's the manager that wanted him. Anthony Martial became hit and miss predominantly because of the situation with Jose coming in, and then Oli coming in, and then Ragnick coming in, changing of managers, changing of styles, changing of philosophies on such a regular occurrence. So if we sign Antony for £68 million, but we are going to stick with this philosophy of football for the next 10 years, it will be, in my opinion, good business. The problem you have is if after 18 months, 2 years, we move on from Ten Hag, irrespective of how good Antony has been, and then the new manager doesn't really fancy Antony, doesn't really want to use Antony, and then benches him and plays him out of position and falls out with him on a personal level, then it becomes Martial over and over and over again. And that's what I want to see Man United get right.
Can I add one thing, Terry, as well, please?
Oh, go on, of course you can.
Obviously, what they're saying is a long-term project with Ten Hag, which is, they're looking at, with Richard Arnold came out and said that, he's looking at a long-term project with Eric Ten Hag. So it's building for the future with the club structure and whatnot. But 68 million for me is a bit too pricey, Terry. I think if we get for 55 million with and I think Ethan Laird is being included in that deal or something like that. If we can get from 55 million to 60 million, I'll be happy with that. But 70 million, Terry, is it's a bit too pricey for me, for my liking. I mean, I think they need to come down with their offer as well. Like, I know that the new manager wants to keep him, but we have to be reasonable here. 70 million for Anthony, with a player that's not even been, with all due respect, it's a different level, Terry. Playing for United is a different level.
No, I totally get you on that. I do. Mo, great call, my friend. Thanks for coming on and having your say. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I get where Mo's coming from. And if United end up paying that much money, it is a big risk. It is a big risk. 2 reasons. One, if it doesn't work out. And secondly, the precedent that it sets. I want Man United to get a fair price for these players. I don't want us to feel desperate. I don't want us to feel... The one thing I would say is that it's not like the asking price at the beginning of the summer started at 40-odd million and Man United have now ended up paying 80. They were always asking for this kind of money. So this is the valuation that Ajax are giving him. So it's intriguing to see where he fits in and falls. There is another side to the argument, though. If he has another brilliant year in the Eredivisie, scores more goals this time, and then this coming summer, he ends up costing... the following summer, he ends up costing 90 million because of how much better he's been, and he goes to a rival, then United fans will say, should have paid 60 for him last year, shouldn't we? So there's a double-edged sword to this that you need to watch out for. KDB of King of Assists here says, my top 6 this season is City number 1, Spurs number 2, Chelsea 3rd, United 4th, Liverpool 5th, West Ham 6th, Arsenal finishing... Come on now. It's nice to see my club in there in 4th. I'd take that. I'd like that. But Liverpool are not coming 5th, firstly. Arsenal are not coming 10th. And Spurs are not coming 2nd. There's so much wrong with that. It's unbelievable, me old mate. By the way, we're just 120 likes shy of gifting out those memberships, people. So keep those likes coming. Make sure you're smashing the like button anyway, subscribing to that Football Terrace and turning on the bell notification as well. I am going to share the group notification chat as well that you need. Okay, we use it for transfers, but we use it for normal things as well on on Telegram, and there's a Football Terrace group chat as well. Now, the group chat, anyone can talk, share pictures, do what they want to do in there. So, like, keep your eyes out for it. But I've shared both those links in the comment section below. So make sure you get yourself signed up to that, my beautiful, brilliant people. Make sure you are doing that. It means a great deal to us. How many have actually watched Antony play? That's a great question, Patrick. It's a brilliant question. So again, I watched Ajax maybe 6 or 7 games last year. I liked how he looked. Since obviously the link, since the summer, done a lot of research into the player, and there's so much rawness with him. There's so much quality in him. The only element I'm not keen on is the fact that there's not a huge amount of outputs, and outputs matter to me. Everybody knows I'm an outputs person. I'm a delivery person. I want to see things done. So there are definitely areas for him to improve on. There's areas that he's got to get better in without a shadow of a doubt. But there is a great talent in there. He can go left, he can go right, he can cut to the byline, he can take players on, he can pass, he can cross. He's got a great connection with the ball. So when you see him strike a ball, it's clean, it's silky. There's so much ability within him. That's why the price tag is high. He is a player, in my opinion, in the next 3 to 4 years will be a £100 million player. He'll be £100 million. Whether he stays at Ajax, whether he joins Man United, this guy will be a £100 million player inside that time. You've got to remember, his valuation in the last 18 months has more than doubled, and it will double again. You know, he's 22 years of age. He turns 23 this year. He's going into those formative years now. And remember, a lot of people do, again, the outputs have got to come. The outputs aren't there. I don't want him yet. Go back and check how many goals and assists at 21, 22 Cristiano Ronaldo had. And then the level that he went to. Now, I'm not suggesting he's going to score and assist as much as Cristiano Ronaldo, but he's going to do a good job. In 78 games for Ajax, he has 42 goal contributions. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. In more than 50% of his games, he scores or assists in. He's only got to move up by 15%. And he moves into that upper echelon of players. And a 15% increase is not that much. He's already at like 52%. It's literally a handful more goals and assists in a season. Is he capable of doing that? I think he is. So, yeah, I mean, he's a very talented guy. No doubt about it whatsoever. Prime here says United are coming 5th or 6th. Wouldn't be too bad given the right context, however things went. Yeah, it does. The context is key. The context is key. How else we do in the cups, how good the football is, how well we do in Europe. You know, if we were to win the Europa League, come 5th, play brilliant football, get to an FA Cup final, it's a great season from where we were. It's not what I'd settle with and go, I want the same next year. You want to go to that next level, but, you know, really good opportunity there. United can generate anywhere between 50 to 70 million in sales by letting go of Bailly, Jones, Axel, AWB, Williams, Laird, Chong, and go for a quality right back. Of course, Man United could. And a lot of those players will leave still, in my opinion. A lot of them will leave. That's what's holding this market up. This is what then happens. And it's smart, by the way, because if you want to buy some of these players and you know your team isn't going to be winning no Premier League, no La Liga, no Serie A, no Eredivisie. It's like, well, let's wait until we know United and Arsenal and even City to a degree. We know they've all got to sell some before they buy more. Let's wait until the last couple of weeks. They get a bit more desperate to sell. We go in with slightly lower bids than we really want, but ones that United are happy with, and we get our player. We might save £5 million on Bailly. For the buying club, that's a great bit of business. Man United then raise the cash. It's the nature of the market. It isn't as simple as just get rid of all our players. It doesn't always work like that. It doesn't always work like that, my people. I wish it did, but that's just not the nature of this beast. We're 30 likes away, people, and then we're going to go into a madness. Before that, though, I'm going to speak to Abdul, big Barcelona fan and Newcastle fan. What are you saying, Abs?
Yo, Terry, I found Antony's market value on the Football Observatory.
What do they give him?
In pounds or euros?
I don't mind.
In euros, it's 57.
Okay. So if Man United end up paying... So to your question, so I couldn't find it on there myself because I was live. If we end up paying... So what's that? 57 in... Just do this into pounds. That's easier. So 57 million euros into pounds is 48 million. If we end up paying 60 million, 12 million over, I'm not that bothered. I'm really not, because of how young he is, the sell-on value, the manager, and everything else. If you start going to 65, 70, 75 million pounds, as in a guaranteed fee, then I'm worried because that's too much over the asking value.
But Terry, I want to ask because
he's basically a 50 million
yeah.
pound player. To pay 60 million for a 50 million, I'd accept that.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask, like, you guys were in deep negotiations with Ajax, like last week for Martinez, and typically, and you probably know this as well, when a team wants more than one player from the same club, they usually bring them up and negotiate for both of them at once, right? It's very rare that we see a club go in for a player from a club and then a week later start a full new set of negotiations with the same club for another player. We saw it with Chelsea how when they were in for Sterling, they were also heavily linked to Ake. And I think it's the same here. I genuinely believe that if you guys were going to go in for Antony, he would have been brought up in the Lisandro Martinez negotiations. I just can't see Man United starting two completely fresh sets of negotiations for two different players. Like, I just can't see that happening. And I do agree with what Mo was saying that I don't know, like the Frankie De Jong saga, like it's so confusing to me because you even mentioned this today, Terry, that from the Barcelona side and the Spain side, nobody's mentioning the deferred wages. And in England, the only thing they're mentioning is the deferred wages being the holdup. And I don't know like what to believe and what not to believe because it's such like nobody in Spain have ever mentioned any deferred wages.
Well, I think for me, I've got a theory on it. I think there's three different stories that we're hearing, and they're coming from three different camps. So we hear the first story we keep hearing at the minute is he's willing to leave, but he's going to join other clubs. We've heard that, right? Like Chelsea or Bayern.
Yeah. We've been hearing that, yeah. From Spain, yeah.
From Spain. We've then been hearing that he isn't going to leave and he's going to completely stay. And we're also hearing he's happy to join Man United, but the deferred wages are an issue. I believe that's Man United's story. I believe Frankie De Jong is telling the media we're not leaving. No matter what, we're staying for our money because they want to force Barca to either want to keep him or give him his money if he leaves. And I think Barcelona are trying to scare Man United into offering even more money by saying he's willing to leave and go to other clubs. That's why it's confusing because I think what we're seeing is public negotiations. And it all just comes down to who's going to win this. You know, if Man United end up not with the player, not with an adequate alternative, United are going to look really stupid. If they end up with their player for the price I said it the other day, this is if we get him, I'd rather 38 games with Frankie De Jong than 35 games with Frankie De Jong than 38 games with Ruben Neves because I think he's a much better football player. Yeah. But if we end up without him, then we could have had Ruben Neves for the start of preseason and fully integrated him. So it's a gamble. It is a gamble that the club is taking. But it's, it could be a worthwhile gamble. I mean, I know because they're already a good team and they're winning league titles, no one cares. But look how long Cucurella has taken.
Yeah.
And that's a much easier deal. Some deals are just convoluted based on price and other reasons. Your point on Antony, I actually agree with you. You would think that you would sit there and negotiate with both clubs at the same time. It's a great point. However, sometimes it depends on the relationship. So City were open for both those players to leave. So it's okay to do. Ajax have been very resolute. We're open to selling this one player, but we don't want to sell anybody else. We're getting annoyed at how many players we've left. So sometimes you have to temper the situation by you don't want to annoy him in the negotiations for Lisandro Martinez by talking about Antony, and then they pull the plug on both, or they make it even harder to sign both. Sometimes you do have to do them separately. I've heard a few journalists talk about that in the past. It's about maintaining relationships. But I'm in your camp. I'm almost a case of
Terry,
why don't we stick a double down bid in? It would have been much better.
Exactly. Somebody made a really good point in the chat, and I was actually going to bring this up, Terry, is that why would Barca try to up the fee when they've already agreed a fee with United?
Great question. Because if Barcelona, again, it all depends on what you believe. So if Barcelona don't want to give any of that money to Frankie De Jong as his deferred wages, what Barca would love, this is what Barca would love in my eyes, to get their fee for the player, but then for Man United to offer a big bonus or a big signing on fee or more wages to De Jong to cover what he's losing by leaving Barca. And if Man United feel pressured that Chelsea are going to sign their player, maybe they'll do it. That's the reason for it, in my opinion. It will force Man United to either increase their bid or give more money to De Jong. But Barca, either way, Barca would get what they want. Barca want that player off their wage bill. So they're trying to force Man United. The other way around is De Jong saying to the media, I'm not leaving. I'm staying Barca. So you can't register some of these players. That's on you. Give me my money, though, and I'll go.
Yeah.
So I just think that's what I mean by it. It's not about making Man United pay more in terms of a direct transfer fee. We all thought, by the way, that Man United offering 10 million more as the base fee would sort this problem. But what we don't know is what Barcelona are offering the player, because he's owed 17 million, but his wages are meant to go up to 35 million next year. So it could be that they've said, we'll pay £8 million of your deferred wages if you leave. And he's gone, no, I want more than that. So it's so, as you say, there's so many theories.
It's so complicated, bro.
Because there isn't one journalist who's telling the same story, really. So it's very convoluted. It's very, very difficult to understand. But I'm not going to lie. I love it.
But I hope you end up getting him, bro. I hope it's been the headache, worth the headache. You feel me?
No, I completely get you on that, my friend. I do. Listen, Abdul, great call, great questions, great challenge. And we'll chat again soon, my man. Top man. Thank you. Top 4 predictions in here from Bear. It says Liverpool first, City second, Chelsea third, Spurs fourth, Man United fifth. Do you know what? I wouldn't take that. I don't want Liverpool getting number 20, but I'd take us in fifth if we win that Europa League. I want to be back in the Champions League next year, especially with our manager. Like, we've got a proper manager. People, we've hit the likes. We've smashed the like numbers. You're going to get your free memberships now, my people. We're going to smash those free memberships out to you. That's what we're going to do.
Likes.
I just need to mute that there. What I'm going to do quickly is turn it to member chat only, because it's easier for me to see who the new members are when I do that. So we're going to member chat only. You're going to see much more member chat only streams as we go into the new season to honor the people that, help keep us going. So we've got member chat only. And now I'm going to go out there and buy it. Let's do this now. Let's go and buy you your memberships here. Gifting memberships. Ooh, they've upped it now. You can gift up to 50. It's a lot of money, though. It's a lot of money. It's £149 to give 50. Who fancies gifting some? What viewers fancy gifting some to the viewers as well? How about we do a big gift bonanza right now, live on the Football Terrace? Let's go. We're going to do our 10 here. We're going to do our 10. Okay. Bear with me while I do this. Boom. I'm waiting for it to load. It's running quite slowly right now. Let's do this. So that's 10. They've been gifted. You're going to see them come through. Get those emojis going as well. Who are the lucky recipients of these here? Who's been given them? So, Ace. I can't pronounce the next name, but it begins with S. Thank you. Odds has been given one. Who else here? Shafru, Martin, Abby, Pothead has been given a membership as well as Conrad Hare, David Smith, and Aaron Jeffers. Welcome to being members. Remember, everyone's been gifted one in the last month. We've given away nearly 500 memberships. You do need to renew it yourself to go into the new season if you want to see and take part in the member-only elements of the Football Terrace. You need to go and get that done. So a big thank you to all of you. Make sure you're sharing the emoji. We've got loads of emojis. We've got loads of new ones coming as well before a new ball is kicked this season. So you see all the emojis that are available. Get sharing them now, people. Get them out there. Any questions you've got, feel free to get them into me right about now. So many members here today. So many members here today. I'm loving it. I'm loving how many members are here. Non-members missing out. Well, listen, the non-members are here. They're watching still. They're still involved. But it's a case of that you pay. The people that pay for memberships, it's essentially like donating to the terrace. You're keeping the terrace going. You're keeping it alive. And you have to have perks for that. And we're going to bring in 2 or 3 brand new perks and really up the game this year for you all. Because I don't say it enough, but the level of respect I have for my members is absolutely massive. What are the angel wings on my badge mean? So basically, like for however long you have your membership, you get a new variation of the badge, but they're all going to be updated. Because what they've also added now into the membership scheme is you can now have a badge for 36 and 48 months as well. But we're going to change all the badges to reflect the new Football Terrace badge that's out. The old Football Terrace badge is now retro. So it's going to be part of our retro collection. And a few people have been asking as well, are we going to bring out merch? Yes. We are going to we're going to have t-shirts, we're going to get hats, and that's part of the reason for the new logos. The new logos looked better, and then you can have them club specific. So you can get a Liverpool-based Football Terrace hat, which has got the Liverpool colours on it. That way it's a little bit more generic, or you can just get the normal ones as well. Welcome here, by the way, Mark Stan. As a brand new member of the Football Terrace, thank you very, very much indeed, my friend. I really do appreciate that. A great, great deal. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I really do. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed by the level of support you guys give us. It is absolutely out of this world. But I want to say before we go, people, we've got more content coming for you over the next few days. Top 6 show back tomorrow. More straight facts over the weekend. And then as of next week, we really will start building up to the beginning of the Premier League season, because it's going to be absolutely immense. And here we go. Obi Ken, thank you very much indeed for becoming a squad member of the Football Terrace. You absolute legend. You legend of a man. You beautiful man or woman. I assume by your name, though, you're a man, though, bruv. Abby Ken. Like Obi. Obi Ken, sorry, not Abby. Obi Ken, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, it is Obi Ken Kenobi. Sorry, I didn't even read the second part. Thank you, my bro, for signing up. It means a great deal to me. And everyone that has tuned in today, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless.